Hi everyone, today we are going to see the Linux file system structure. In Linux everything is a file. When I say this I mean yes. Even a directory, also known as folder, is also considered as a file at first place. Linux Foundation maintains a file system hierarchy standard. This FHS defines the directory structure and the content or purpose of the directories in Linux distributions. The topmost directory in Linux is called the root directory. In Unix and Unix-like systems the root directory is denoted by the slash sign. Though the root directory is conventionally referred to as slash, the directory entry itself has no name, its path is the empty part before the initial directory separator character slash. All file system entries, including mounted file systems, are branches of this root directory. Every single file and directory in Linux are located under the root directory. Only root user has write privilege under this directory. Please note that /root is root user's home directory, which is not same as / or root directory. /bin directory. The bin directory contains executable files. Many of them are required during single user mode or need to be used when performing file system repairing etc. For example, ls, cp, cat, echo, df etc. /boot directory. All the files which are required during system boot process, static bootloader, kernel executable and configuration files, are placed here. /dev directory. It contains device files for all the hardware devices part of your system, for example CD-ROM, CPU, terminal devices, USB etc. As we already said, Linux system treats devices also like files, and you can read and write devices like they were files. These are not device drivers. /etc directory. The /etc directory contains the core configuration files of the system, mostly plain text files required by all programs. Mostly system administrators and DevOps folks will be dealing with these files only. These files includes username, password, network config, application-specific config, system startup/shutdown files etc. /home directory. This directory contains home directories for all users to store their personal files. Whenever a new user is created, it will be assigned a directory with its name under home directory. For example, if I create a user named Srijith, then you will be able to see a directory named Srijith under /home directory. /lib and /lib64 directories. These directories contains shared library files that are required to boot the system. They are similar to DLLs on Windows. /lib is for 32-bit compatibility libraries and /lib64 is for 64-bit libraries. /lost plus found directory. This directory primarily used to store files that are found to be corrupted after a system crash and provide a way to try /media directory. Any external storage such as media or CD-ROM when plugged in will be automatically mounted under /media directory. /mnt directory. Directory where sysadmins can mount regular file systems such as NFS etc. But not used very often nowadays. /opt directory. This directory contain any third-party applications available from individual vendors. It is recommended to install third-party applications under /opt or /opt subdirectory. /proc directory. This directory contains information about system processes with a particular process ID or PID, also known as a virtual or pseudo file system, which has text information about system resources such as CPU or memory. Under this directory, the files and directories gets generated as in when system starts or something changes on the system. /root directory. It is the home directory for root user. /run directory. This directory acts as a temporary file system (TMPFS) which stores system processes' volatile runtime data. /sbin directory. This directory contains system executables used for system administration for maintenance. It is similar to /bin, but it contains only the superuser required applications. For example, fdisk, fsck, reboot, shutdown, iptables. /snap directory. This directory contains the mount points for your snaps and several symlinks which are needed by snapid. /srv directory. This directory contains data for services provided by your server. For example, you are hosting a web server on your Linux box. Your web files for your site would go into /srv/http or /srv/www. In case of FTP server, it would go into /srv/ftp. /sys directory. This is another virtual directory similar to /proc and /dev containing information from devices connected to your computer. It allows modification of the devices connected to the system. /tmp directory. It contains temporary files. Many applications keep their temporary files here which contain data that an application might not need right now, but may need later on. These files will be kept until next boot or application restart. /usr directory. This directory contains applications, libraries, docs, icons, images and other files which needs to be shared by applications and services. It is basically shareable, read-only data. /var directory. This directory contains variable files such as log files, lock, mail, cache and temp files that changes constantly when the system is running and are expected to grow further. For more detailed technical information about the Linux file system hierarchy, consult the File System Hierarchy Standard documentation. Thank you for watching this video.